Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Choir Directors Academy. I am your host, Angela Lane. It's so good to see each and every one of you. Thank you, YouTube and Facebook. Love y'all. Thank you for joining in on today. Listen, like, and share this video. It's a lot to talk about, but I'm going to try to encapsulate it so that we won't get so emotional, okay? Because I clearly understand what it is like when a choral performance does not go the way you want it to go. We have all been there. If you're a choir director or directress and it has not happened to you, don't worry, it will come. Hopefully it will come at one of your performances that's not like mainstream or on a main stage. But anyway, like and share this video. As usual, I'm going to recap. I think I'm going to do the last 2 weeks because last week I think I had a rebroadcast. I can't remember. I had two of them. I can't remember which one it was. But anyway, good to see you. Hi, Isaiah and Donna. Good to see you. YouTube, I can't see you right now. That's why my numbers are high on YouTube side. Thank you for joining in and for liking this video and for sharing and for my subscriber list increasing daily, and I appreciate that. Glad to know that I am giving information, right, that can help somebody. That's the whole thing. If you can't help somebody, then you know you don't want your living to be in vain, and that's a beautiful thing. But listen, let me go through this right quick. I know one of the shows I did in the last couple of weeks was about ad-libbing. How much is too much? There is a possibility that you can ad-lib too much, and you take away as opposing to adding. It's supposed to be a spontaneous addition to any music. In other words, it should add color. After harmonies, it should add some color to your performance. Sometimes you can do too much. And we all discussed and agreed that when your motive is not in sync with the Holy Ghost, and we're talking about a church choir now, right? Or to bring glory to yourself, or it's the wrong venue. That's when ad-libs are too much, as opposed to an anniversary versus a musical. When we come to a musical, we expect to hear all types of singing and vocal runs and all kinds of, that's what we're coming for, to be inspired to take something with us and hear somebody else that's doing extremely well. However, when it's a regular church service, like on a Sunday morning, we're not really expecting that. We're expecting just flat foot singing, good singing, something that can inspire us for the next week. Also, I think I also talked about balance and blend. And the big takeaway from there, a lot of times people think you need a whole lot of people in order to have your choir to be balanced and for the voices to blend or the sound or the harmonies to blend. And I can tell you for myself, it doesn't matter if you got 3, 5, 10, 15, 20, 50, 100. It doesn't matter. Actually, it's easier to balance and blend when you have a smaller number because you can give them personal attention to what they're doing. Hey, Shanita, good to see you. You can give them personalized attention. And if you train them properly, they will know how to compensate for each other, right? If you only have 3 sopranos, 4 altos, and maybe 2 tenors, they'll know it can still be blended and balanced with that many people, and vice versa. It depends on how many you have in each section. If you train them properly, each of them, they will blend no matter how many or how less of crowd or people that you have, it will just balance out, okay? So you want to keep, that was, I think the last couple of weeks, I can't remember. If I got it twisted, pray for us, sister. I'm due for a vacation, by the way, which I will be going on in about another week. I'll be on vacation. But what we want to talk about today is what? When your choral performance goes bad. Let me tell you, it's going to happen. Now, how you react to it is a whole nother animal. But it is going to happen. I don't care how much you practice. I don't care how much you send that music out. I don't care how much you drum it into them. I don't care I don't care how well the rehearsal goes. There is always an opportunity for everything to go awry. And there could be no real rhyme or reason. It's just that it happens. And I think a lot of people don't prepare for that, and they make it worse than what it really is. Because a lot of times I remember when I started out, I thought that the performance was so bad. I mean, oh my God, I heard that note go this way, that way. And then I come to find out the audience didn't even notice. Half the people didn't even notice that the choir messed up. They were like, I thought that was part of, I thought it was part of your performance, that you planned it that way. But as a choir director, I can tell you that you need to learn how to improvise. I know everybody kind of, no, we want to do it exactly the way the song goes. But all the time, it doesn't come out that way. That's one thing I always tell them, new directors, learn how to improvise. Okay. If you hear the notes going awry, just, don't panic, but be spontaneous. Okay. And you can't be rigid with it. You have to be spontaneous. Okay. You can't panic. You can't fall out or anything like that. Oh, Shanita said, hey, everyone. Hey, my president, Pastor Naaman Williams, good to see you. You can't panic, right? You have to learn how to improvise. And I think I heard a couple of other choir directors were talking about, a lot of times we get upset because of our ego, because I done this, I done that, I did this, I did that. And you're expecting this should come together. But you don't factor in the possibility, the extreme possibility that you're working with humans and they just might get it wrong. They just may miss the signal. They just may forget the song. You may forget the song. Did you ever take that in consideration, that actually you may forget the song? Right? Oh, exactly. Agree. There's a chance that you as the director may forget the song. Right? Or you forgot to do something. So you have to take that. And I think that is something that everybody needs to take in consideration in any leadership position. You need to know that things are going to go wrong. Now let me throw this in there. There is a problem. If the choir keeps messing up every week, there's a problem. You need to really dig and see what's going on. But I mean, if they have a record of singing well all the time, and then I know sometimes they can mess up at the time that you really don't need them to mess up, but it happens. And if you have that kind of spontaneous or a spirit of improvising, you can handle it better. Because one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to kill the spirit of the choir, right? I mean, you don't want to do that to anybody, to a child. You don't want to do it to anybody where they make a mistake and you make it sound like it's the end of the world and you kind of like damage them in the spirit. I'm not talking about correction. I'm talking like, because I've had directors over me myself, is that when I made a mistake, I might have, and I corrected it real quick, but, I could be singing and then I realized, that was the wrong note. Let me come back. And oh my God, they made me feel like I just tore down a wall. I created, and then that kind of like made me withdraw in a sense for a while because I didn't know how to handle it until my father talked to me and he said, stuff happens. You're human. It happens. You pick yourself up, you dust yourself off, you see where you went wrong, and you correct it for your next performance. And that's the way you have to look at things. Okay. It's not the end of the world. Don't fall out the box. Don't storm. I actually seen somebody with a bad performance storm off the stage and left the choir standing there. You actually made everything look worse. And then first of all, it's letting us know that you're not qualified to lead. You can't do that. And then also you have to prepare things happen. Wardrobe malfunction. You've seen videos where people clothes kind of came loose at the wrong time. I mean, things just happen. So you have to prepare yourself there. But we're talking about the choir performance and it can happen. So number one, I want to encourage you all out there. Number one, stay calm and don't give up. Don't start rolling your eyes and making body motions and snapping at the choir, yelling at them. You should have known better. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because, now a lot of these services and things are what? Live stream. And we know you make one mistake, you get Church of Laughs, you get all of these people do that little 10-second clip and it travels all around the world and goes viral. You don't want to do that. You always want to remain calm. I know it's hard. It's hard. I'm not telling you that it's easy, but it's a little difficult to stay calm because you think about all of the effort. Again, that's your ego talking. You're thinking about all of the effort that you put in. You notice it's I. That's always a dangerous point. So you don't want to think like, let your ego get all in there. And then you're like, walking around. They did it to me. No, they didn't do it to you. They didn't. Remember, your choir didn't do anything purposely. You do have some people that are whatever. But as a rule of thumb, they're not doing it purposely. They could be nervous. Anything can happen. So you as the director, you have to stay calm and don't give up. Don't get defeated. Don't let them see defeat in your face, right? Because they're looking to you to lead them. They know 10 times out of 10, they know they messed up. They know they messed up. They know you went one way, they went the other way, the musicians went another way. We already know that. So what to do? You stay calm and kind of pull everybody in quickly. And that goes back to improvising. That goes back to spontaneous. Come up with something, as an example. I was the choir. I don't know what choir I was directing. I directed so many. I direct so many choirs. I don't know which one it was, but I do know one of them I was directing, and I don't know. I can't remember what happened, but it was just like everything went chaotic all of a sudden. So, it's like the sopranos was singing one note, the tenors was, everybody was in the, I don't know how I had 5 different keys going on. Sopranos was one way, altos was another key, tenors was another key, the musicians was in another key. And I was kind of like, how did it happen? So you know what the best thing to do is I restarted in the middle of the song. I just told everybody be quiet and we just clap. You come up with something. Some kind of clap or whatever, some kind of move. Because I'm like, okay, everybody off. I don't know how to do this. And that's what I did. I just came up with some kind of move, like, hey, we all going to do this. And, the choir just got with me, And so, but what happened was because I did that, the people in the audience didn't even know. They just got with us and started doing the step. And, my family, they know me. So they knew even she forgot the song or they messed up. But the audience didn't know. Nobody else knew. And it kept the choir from feeling so bad. And, and after we sang, they told me, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I'm like, oh, it's okay. I came up with something to do, and it kind of like blowed over. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. Learn to improvise. You're going to have that moment, but stay calm. Don't have a conniption. Don't do that. Hey, Pastor Rodney, good to see you. Don't do that. Don't fly off the handle. Don't do that. Now, those of you that have sang with me, and let me put this out there. Those of you who have sang with me in the jurisdictional choir, in the whatever choir, those of you who have, that I have a way of looking at people or something like that. I have a way of looking at people in a strange way, like crossing my eyes or something like that. I always tell people, don't, that's just me. That's my way. And what the choir does, they laugh because they're looking like, oh my God, they know they messed up, but they know me. I'm going to make a face like, oh my God, no, you didn't do that. And they just laugh and keep on going. All right. But I'm just saying that don't give up. Don't be tyrannical. Don't get upset with them or whatever else. Just stay calm and keep it moving. That's all. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Hello. Hi, Isaiah. Pastor Rodney said, yes, we know. That's why we love you. Everybody knows, it's just like, you just keep it, it's just like, oh, okay, it happens. Okay. So that's what you want to do. You just want to relax, release, and take off. Okay. Secondly, I know this sounds trivial, but you must prepare yourself. You must prepare yourself. Even when you stand up to direct, you must prepare yourself. All right. You must prepare yourself. Look like one of my lines have gotten hung up. I'm hoping everybody still sees me clearly. But prepare yourself when you stand and perform, when you're singing with anybody, especially when you're directing and you got a band, you got a lead, you got the choir. Prepare yourself for mistakes. All right. Don't go up there and think that, oh, everything is cool and we're not gonna, whatever. Don't do that. Prepare yourself of the possibility that the musicians might miss your cues or whatever. Prepare yourself. You've done the good side, but prepare yourself for when it may not work. Okay, do that, and you'll be surprised. Then you'll be able to be spontaneous. You won't be like, you'll be, you kind of roll with the punches. Music is like that. Music is like life. I heard one director say, and it's very true. Music is like life. You prepare for the worst, you prepare for the best, but stuff happens, and don't worry about it. Okay. Second of all, it sounds trivial, but don't let the choir know you're angry. Don't get angry at them where you're mad and you start directing. I've seen people do that. And you know what? To be honest, I did it myself. I was directing and I was just like, and everybody's like, why are you angry? In my younger directing days, why are you angry? And I was just like, I don't know because it messed up, but don't do that. Okay. Just keep on going. Like, hey, yeah, we messed up. Let's just keep rolling. You got to keep moving. You cannot stop, because once you stop, then the devil has his way. You're defeated. The choir's defeated. You don't want to make them look bad, feel bad, and they already feel bad about the mistake. You don't want them to start looking bad either, looking defeated, right? You don't want to do that. All right. Now, after everything is over, you want to meet with them and kind of assess what happened. You do. You need to talk about this. You need to talk about what happened, right? You need to talk about what happened. You don't want to sit there and be like, oh my God. You don't want to do that. You want to meet with them and you want to talk to them, because sometimes it could be something that maybe they got missed. It could be a signal was missed, and now one thing I tell people, I said, when you direct the choir, don't change too much. If you're one of those people that direct like this all the time, don't get in front of another group and then start throwing signals that they're not used to. I've seen people do that. They start throwing signals that the people are not used to, and then it's like that causes them to mess up. That could be an avenue of a bad performance. Stick with what you know. If your signals is this and this, stay with that. Just because another director can do sign language or whatever else has nothing to do with you. You do what they are accustomed to. Sometimes I've seen that happen. They try to change and they kind of mess things up. Also, it could be the placement. If everybody in the choir can't see you, and that's kind of the thing, is when you go to a visiting church or a venue and you're not in the choir stand, you standing on the ground, you got to make sure that everybody can see you. The musicians, because if everybody's on the floor and the organ is not really high up, well, you run the risk of the musicians going another way, the choir going one way, and messing things up, right? So it could be the placement. Try to assess what happened. Not from a tyrannical perspective, but talk to them. Just have a full out conversation. I've done that. They know who you are. They know I'm still in charge, but I want to know what you thought. I want to get their feelings out, because if we don't, then the next time if we don't talk to them and find out what the issue is, then the next time they won't be so apt to participate. Some people will back out of the choir and walk away because of what happened. They don't know. They don't know what happened. And nobody talks to them. And people withdraw. You'd be surprised. People withdraw for a lot of different things. And you don't want to lose choir members. You want to keep them, right? And then, it's just a lot of different things. So you need to talk to them. Meet with them and take a choir rehearsal and meet with them, let them know, we kind of messed up there. We all know we did. What do you think happened? You'd be surprised what people will tell you. Don't be afraid to listen to them, because, they know you're the leader and they should respect you. I'm not telling you to stand there and take abuse. I'm not telling you that. And neither do I say you should abuse them. But you should be able to talk to the group and they should be able to talk freely with respect and let you know what they thought and, how they felt. And then it's your job to reassure them. What can we do better? What can I do to help you be more confident so that you will make that error the next time? Remember, because you are their leader and they trust you and they look to you, right? So you want to make sure that you do your best to reassure them, affirm them that everything is okay and we're okay, and we're going to keep practicing and rehearsing, and the next performance will be better. Okay. And finally, my last point, remember, one bad performance does not define you or your choir. I know we feel that way and we feel like it's the end of the world and all of that. It is not. It is not. It is not the end of the world. One bad performance does not define who you are or who the choir is. Because think about it. If your choir is good and they sing and whatever, the people called you because you were good. Right. And then if you really think about it, when you are performing and if well, I've noticed it when I did, because the choir bonds with me too. I don't, okay. When they do, sometimes if you listen to the audience, they'll be telling you, it's all right, go ahead, keep going, it's all right. And you thinking like, oh, no, they'll tell you it's all right, keep going, because everybody understands that nothing is ever perfect. When you have human beings involved, nothing is ever perfect. Right. So I don't want you to think that it's the end of the world and, all of this, and I'm going to be marked. Trust me, the greats, Ricky Dillard, Donald Lawrence, Mark Hubbard, all of these great directors. Those are the ones that jumped off my mind. Even Orlando Draper, he's from the past, but even him, Malcolm Williams, Lady Janet Sutton, all of us experience the same thing. It all depends on how you handle it, how you come out of this, right? You can't let your ego talk to you too much. Don't get all wrapped up in your ego. Don't do that. That's bad for anybody in leadership, to get wrapped up in your ego, and take everything personal. Don't take it personal. It's not personal. It's just a fact of life. And sometimes God allows things like that to happen just to keep you grounded. Because if you have a choir and you all sing everything perfectly every time you get up, you become callous. You start to lack empathy because hey, we do it right all the time. And sometimes those things happen to keep us grounded, as I said before, and help us to understand that we still need to strive to do. We strive for perfection. I remember Dr. Charles Hayes, Cosmopolitan Choir, he can work it out. He always say, you aim for the stars. And if you land on the moon, you're still on high ground. So don't worry about it. Just get up, dust yourself off. Okay. Assess what went on and keep it moving. Move forward. All right. I hope I said something to help you in this journey of choir directing in the music industry. Is going to happen. I just want you to be encouraged and not think that it's the end of the world and not take it out on your choir, because you need them, right? You need them. They need you. We all part of the same family. We need each other. But just realize it's not the end of the world. Just pick yourself up and realize I'm not the first and I won't be the last person that it happens to, and grow from it. That's all you can do. Okay. I love all y'all. Thank you for hanging out with me on this evening. Like and share this video. I tried to keep it short and sweet, and I think I did. So if you have any questions or anything you want me to discuss or anything that needs to be need a little more embellishment, let me know. I appreciate all of you. Have a great evening. And I don't know if you all live up here where I am, but these cicadas, ooh, Lord, if they were all a choir, if I could get all the choir members to sing as loud as these cicadas are, we would be, be on time and perfect. But again, that's God's choir, not mine. But anyway, I love all y'all. Have a good evening and peace.